hooked on it as well as I am. Okay, so see how that is? Beautiful, right? Normally we don't want anything on there. We just, you know what I mean? We don't want any text showing up. And of course, definitely not label 3. Watch what happens, guys. There you go. That looks like a counter, doesn't it? Hey, I think it does. So let's copy, Control V, that's copy paste. And then we got another one right there. Now notice it, the advantage here, when you make a clone of something, it inherits everything. It inherits the colors in the fonts you use. Don't be like these other guys in these videos. They drag 5 different things in here. Don't. You only need one of everything and then make copies and clones of them. Okay? You just learned a valuable lesson here. Same thing now. Gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna do the same thing with the button. I don't really change too much in the way of the button. I do think maybe I'll change the font. I like Roboto. Black. And buttons, I like to make them 14 or 16. Let's go 14. Now, you notice, depending on what size you get, so you have to resize it. Whoop. Went too crazy there. Okay. So that's basically almost everything you need. We're missing one thing. Okay? We're missing the border. Let's go back. We're missing that yellow border. The yellow border is so easy to make. I couldn't believe how easy. There is a trick to it though, but it's pretty easy. Okay, so let's start from scratch. Let's get another label in there. Okay, again, don't go anywhere else because you will have that disappear on you. The back color, let's make that a nice canary yellow, I guess, something, whatever the heck this program has. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, starting to look like something. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. We want to drop the text. And we're going to make this a solid filled label. I think that's so cool. You could make a solid object out of a label. And the real trick to that is, okay, you come down all the way almost to the bottom here in your properties. Layout, auto size. By default, it's going to be true, right? That means it's locked. It will not change size dimension. So make that false. And look at that. Does that look cool or does that look cool? Now, you can assign numbers or you could just do something like this, right? Okay, that's pretty close to what we want. But I already know the dimensions. I'm going to cheat. I already know the dimensions. But, you know, you would normally play around with those. I think what we want is the width is everything, right? Because it's wide. So it's going to be 476 and 10 high. Let's see if that works, guys. There it is. It looks kind of puny, but that's it. Now, copy and paste that again. And you got the top and bottom. Now come back to here. Copy and paste it again. Now you probably wonder how to go from horizontal to vertical. Again, ridiculously easy. You already have it. And this is kind of strange. Remember, you have width and height. Let's flip-flop them. Let's only make it 10 wide and 476 high. Check that out. It's vertical. Isn't it crazy how you did that? Of course, then you're going to link them up, kind of, you know, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. All right. So, whenever you attempt to animate an object such as a picture box here, you will need to feed it coordinates, okay? And of course, we do that through our coding. So let's go in there. The left equates to the X, and of course the top, the dot top, equates to the Y. So left, of course, is moving it horizontally, and Y is moving it vertically, okay? So as I explained in our previous part 2 video, you must be mindful of when to decrement and increment these. Okay? Because this is based solely on the directionality you are trying to achieve. Okay? You can get mixed up on this. I mean, this stuff can get a little complicated, but when you do it a lot, it'll be second nature. But in the beginning, you're going to go, wait a minute, am I going left? Am I going, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so let's forget all that. So now, as in most programmers, you will find that the first thing you want to do is create some variables that are meaningful. That's why I name them the way I try to think of them. And you'll need to dimension these. And I put them at the very, very, very beginning of my code, okay? Right up here, okay? Before I get to all my subroutines, okay? I do it for a reason. So let's go over them. So we have increment X, increment Y. That's pretty standard. I chose 2 as a value for this because it makes for a much smoother movement on the screen. When you're only moving 2 pixels physically on the screen, it retains a clean sense of movement with no telltale jerking or trailing visible. I also refer to this ball movement as scrolling. Scrolling. I mean, if there's a better terminology out there, then that's fine. For our purposes, we're going to say scrolling, okay? Now, some more stuff you need to do. Now, I've already told you about ball direction, right? The ball direction. That basically tells you which subroutine to go into to direct the ball. Is it going left? Is it going up? Is it going down? That kind of stuff. Ball time. Ball time, we set to 5. That is extremely fast. Ball time is basically the timing in milliseconds in our timer routine. Notice every time this thing iterates, right? Every time it counts 1, it's basically giving it 5 milliseconds to move that ball. Now, when I say move it, it starts out where... Come on. It starts out here, right? And I'm going to move it maybe over here a little bit. Okay? To do that, it's actually erasing its old position and redrawing it into this new position. And it does that in the timer cycle. So that's why, when we go up here, that's why it's going to get herky-jerky if either you make that timer very, very quick, or if you're trying to make it move very, very large distances. You'll see what I mean later. Sometimes that needs a little tweaking. It's important to know that. You already know what the counter is. Okay, the ball moves. This counts how many times the actual ball moves across the screen. And then, of course, we hit the lap counter. Right? You remember the lap counter. That's a sign of that, and the ball moves there. Well, okay, that's about it. There's not much more here to know. Let's fire this puppy up. And let's start her up. There it is. See what I mean? I think that moves pretty darn smooth. Well, I guess I got the boundaries all messed up again. So we could stop that. We could quit the app. And we could change that real fast. Don't worry if you screw things up, guys. Let's try that. Let's try it again. Let's see how close we are. And we can quit it. Alright. Well, we got the barrier set up right. Well, this yellow barrier was merely cosmetic. Coming up, we'll show you 2 types of barriers to experiment upon. Ethereal and physical. Hope you learned something. Bye-bye.